Good morning, everybody. Is anybody really motivated to do well financially who can have a conversation or reply to like kind of like make this interactive this
I
morning?
am. How's
David?
how's it going? My name is David. This is my first ever training, and I'm excited to be here.
Okay. All right, good, David. And you do you have about an hour and 15 minutes at least this morning, David?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. It might go a little longer because I'm recording this for training purposes so people can listen to it over and over again and learn how to do it. Okay?
Hey, Christian, just to let you know, I also have Deborah on. She's going to change her name too. She's listed as iPad too. So we're trying to update that.
Okay. And anybody can interact. I'll do a Q&A at the end. I've got a lot to cover. I'm going to try to go quickly, but it's all very important as to what I believe a new person or somebody looking at our business should know, should consider, should realize, should understand. And just want to introduce myself real quickly. My name is Christian David. I got involved in our business, in our company with the same people back in 1985. I have been helping people financially, families win the money game for over 39 years. How about that? How many of you have not been alive? You were not alive in 1985. Okay. So I've been doing this quite a while. It's been the most amazing career, business, opportunity. I've just found something I fell in love with at age 23. And some mind-boggling things have happened when I got involved in this industry. So I'm going to be sharing what I've been doing for all these years. And if you feel good about it, you want to learn more about it, or if you want to get started, you can follow back up with the person who invited you here this morning and get your questions answered or take the next steps if you'd like. Worst case scenario, everybody is going to learn something to help them brighten their financial future. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Let me start out by asking, we are in the financial education, and David,
Yes, sir.
and by the way, can you like get at a table or like be still, focused, maybe a pencil and a paper? Take some notes. This is important stuff. If I was to ask you, what is the purpose of financial education, what would you say?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Um, I would say the purpose of financial education is to explain to you how to work with money, finances, and how to manage it, and uh, and other stuff as well.
All right, I'm going to share my screen right now and give you I want to save a little time. But first of all,
Okay.
um, by the way, this is my family, my four children, my wife. We just celebrated our 35th year wedding anniversary this past summer. Going to going on 36 years this summer. But this is why we do what we do, our family to provide, and very proud of my kids, all doing wonderful, and love my wife more today than ever. But the purpose, the definition of a business is to find a need and fill it, find a want, find a need, find people who have problems, and business is there to solve people's problems, fill the need. And the more people that have a need or a want, and or a big problem, the bigger the need, the bigger the opportunity. So I think I'm going to share with you what I believe is the biggest opportunity we've ever been seen. And the purpose of financial education, David, is to give people a chance to build financial independence for their families. Now, I had never heard of financial independence. What is financial independence? Do you
It's
know, David?
you. It's you managing your own finances and independently, or
Not
like your own
really.
finances, like your own finances, and like how do you manage it?
Not really. The real definition, okay, Aya?
Basically, financial independence is when the person is so financially stable that their income basically exceeds their expenses.
What kind of income?
So there can be like two type of income. First of all is like as workers, we get that sort of income, which is the stable income. And then there's another type of income which comes from like let's say investing and the funds and everything else.
Okay, that's you're now right there in the neighborhood. The purpose or the definition of financial independence that occurs when your passive income exceeds your living expenses. Now, another word I had never heard of was passive income. Aya, what's passive income?
Passive income is basically for business owners and like whenever you invest. And there are
Okay.
multiple types of investments.
Yeah, passive income is all the money you make or a person makes without working. The Internal Revenue Service taxes income differently. If you work for income actively, that's taxed differently than if you earn your income without working for it through capital gains, dividends, business, 1099, etc. Okay, but the point is you can make money by working for it, or you can make money without working for it. Now, when a person makes enough money without working to pay their living expenses or exceeding their living expenses, they're financially independent. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so what is required? iPad number two. Um,
Deborah.
Deborah. Okay, Deborah. What is the main thing that is required for Deborah to become financially independent and anybody else?
The ability to not only, I guess, being able to invest or pay all of your required bills and then have money left over to save or to save first and then at some point be able
All
to
right.
afford trips.
Okay, note number one for everybody. The purpose of financial education, the purpose of investing, the purpose of having a financial plan, having your financial act together is to one day make enough money without working so you don't have to work for money anymore. The goal, the target, the aim is to have passive income, enough money coming in without working so you're financially independent. And does everybody get that?
Yes, that's the goal.
Okay, that's the goal. Make money without working. Very simple goal. How many people out of 100, Deborah, would like to become financially independent?
Uh,
At some point in their life, do you think? Out of 100 people, Aya, how many people would like to become financially independent?
Um, do you mean like here in the United States or?
I'm talking anywhere. How many people would
Oh,
like to make a lot of money without working so they don't have to work?
I mean, everyone wants to make money.
Everybody wants that. Exactly right. David, would you agree?
Of course, I
Of
would.
course. I mean, this is not a complicated question. Everybody would want that. What's the problem, David?
No one wants to work for their money. No one wants to put time and effort into their craft.
Here's the problem. Most people, when they're not working, how much money are they making?
Nothing.
Anybody?
Well,
Gotta
not
go
really
quick. I
much.
gotta get quick answers. Most people, when they're not working, how much
Zero.
money are there? Zero, exactly. So that's the problem. So I met a man, I didn't finish college. After I didn't like school. I got a job in construction. I got a job in retail at the mall. I got a job working in a restaurant. I'm now 23. I'm making $1,000 a month. I'm broke. Anybody can relate to working hard and getting not paid a lot of money?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's where I am. Okay, I go to a bar, Brianna. I go to a bar, I meet a girl, and she knows this guy, Bruce, who she said she knew a guy who had a business in the financial education investment business. And she told me He was looking for people part-time and full-time, and she asked me if I was open for a better career. What do you think I said?
Yes.
I said, yes, I'm open.
Interested. You're interested. Yep.
I'm interested. I'll listen. So I went and met this man, and then this was really the first thing that he shared with me, which was the purpose of his business was to help people become financially independent. And I really got interested about that because it sounded like I mean, if I could do that, I would really want to do that. I mean, like who wouldn't? Okay. But then in the neighborhood I grew up in, nobody was living off of their investments. I grew up in a working class neighborhood where if you didn't work, you didn't make any money. I didn't have people living off their investments. Nobody had their own company, their own business, people working for them. So this was a very new idea for me, but I loved the idea. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
So it's either money at work or people at work. You can have enough money working for you or people working for you, and that's how money is created passively. And if you want to get enough money working for you to be financially independent, the big question is, how much money do you need? Now, one of the rules of thumb is 25 times your annual expenses. So if you wanted to have a $50,000 a year income today off of your investments, you would need about $1,250,000 invested today to be financially independent. Now, you would agree most people are nowhere near being a millionaire. True or false?
True.
So if you're not a millionaire today, you need to, and you want to be, you need to have a plan in the future. So if you want to be financially independent in 24 years, let's say, because of inflation, a dollar will be 50 cents. So you need to be aiming at $100,000 a year. Because in 24 years, $100,000 a year will be the equivalent of $50,000 a year today. And $100,000 times 25 is $2.5 million. Now, are most people on track or off track to having a couple of $1,000,000 in 24 years?
They're
Off
off
track.
track, Christian.
Off track. What's my goal? What have I been trying to help people do my entire
Get
adult
on
life?
track.
Get on track. That's what I'm about. That's what I want to do. That's the business I got involved in, of helping people understand how important their income was, how important their paycheck was, how to make wise decisions with their money. So one day in the future, they could make work optional, where they could achieve that type of financial freedom. Now, question number one. So how are people doing? Well, most people, 75 out of 100 are living paycheck to paycheck. Does anybody know anybody like that?
Yes, I do. I
It's
wake up
me.
every morning.
Okay.
me.
So this is most of the people. Okay. Why are they living paycheck to paycheck? Well, what do you think about this? Well, a car in the year 2000 and a house in the year 2000 was 22,000 and 167,000. Well, now a car is 50,000 and a house is 400,000. College was 10,000 a year. Now it's 26,000 a year. And healthcare was 5,000 a year. Now it's 15,000 a year. And incomes in 2000 were 30,000, 32,000 a year. And now the average income for the average American is $39,000 a year. Does anybody see a problem here? And if so, what is the problem?
Everything is increasing besides the income.
That's right. So the question is, if everything is going up in price, but people's income is not keeping up, what happens to people?
Yeah.
They spend more than usual.
Here's what happens is they go into debt. Now, right now, the credit card debt in America is at a $1.4 trillion. The student loan debt is $1.7 trillion. And the average American citizen has $75,000 of debt, but the average savings, the average family has $10,000 in savings. Does that look like a problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Most people are paying only their minimum payments on their credit cards. More and more people can only afford to make the minimum payments. Homes are unaffordable. As a matter of fact, last year, 2024, home sales, which many consider the American dream, fell to the lowest levels in 30 years. How about that? Retirement crisis is happening in America today because 50% of American, 49.3%, have zero saved for retirement, and 78.9% have less than 100,000 saved for retirement. And how much do people need? If you only have 100,000 at retirement, how long will that last?
A year.
A year, and then what are you going to do?
Look for another job.
Become a greeter at Walmart.
Right, right, exactly. But you're supposed to be retired, remember? Okay, so there's a major 86% of Americans believe that there's a retirement crisis right now. That's a lot of people. Social Security will be out of money in 2033. That's a whole webinar in itself. Most people, what's the solution? Need to earn more money. That's why most people, well, that's why probably you are here. That's why Uber is successful. We didn't need more taxi cabs, but people needed to make money. That's why Uber became so successful. Airbnb, we didn't need more hotels, but people needed more income. So that's why they turned their house into a hotel room or many hotel rooms. Because people needed more income to solve these problems. And most people, how many here would like to be paid more?
Me.
Absolutely.
How many of you work for a company that wants to pay you more?
I do.
Oh,
Kind of, not really.
Right. And why don't companies right now, this slide shows that the business salaries and employee benefits are the largest expenses of most businesses. Now, do business owners want to raise their profits or want to raise their expenses?
Profits.
profits.
Profit.
Their profits. So the less they pay people, the more money they make. So most people want to make more money. They could make the argument that they need to make more money, but they work for somebody who doesn't want to pay them any more money. And that's a major problem that for people who want to win the money game must solve how to make more money. This is up to 90% of the population in any job, or at least 50 to 90% of the people at their job want to change their job or company because they just hate it. They just can't stand it. And many people are stuck in something called a rat race, which is working, making money, spending money, but never making any real financial progress. And they feel like they are stuck in a lifestyle that because they're not able to save or invest enough money that they're never going to be able to do escape. So the question is there a way out of the rat race? And if so, what is that way? How can I do it? And that's the whole purpose of our business, to help people escape that rat race one day. Now, I have a question for you. Let's say a family or a person's in debt, not saving enough money. They don't have a financial education. They don't really know what they're doing. They're living paycheck to paycheck, and their company doesn't want to pay them more money. If they don't solve those problems, Dee Dee, what happens to these people?
What do you mean? If they don't solve the
If
problem?
you're in debt and you're not saving enough money and you're not making enough money and the person you're working for doesn't want to pay you more money, if you have all these financial problems and you don't solve them, what's going to happen to all these people?
It's insanity. You're going to keep doing the same thing and being in the same place.
Not a good outcome, true?
Correct.
Okay. So this business is about helping people. Anybody like helping people? If you could help people solve these problems and help them build some real kind of financial security, is that something you could feel good about?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we are about, trying to help these people. Now, the question is, why do so many people have financial problems? We think it's three major areas. Number one, they don't have a financial education. When you were in school, what did you learn about money?
How to add it up.
Economy or economics.
Not much.
What did you learn about becoming financially independent?
Nothing.
Okay. So money's not taught. Number two, most people don't have a financial game plan. How many pages? Not only did I not have a financial plan, I didn't know you were supposed to have a financial plan. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a financial plan. That's how ignorant I was, and I didn't have a financial coach. Do wealthy people have financial advisors
Yes.
and accountants?
Yes.
Yes, of course they do. Do professional athletes have great coaches?
Yes.
Who does the average American, working class American have helping them become financially independent?
Their parents.
Financial advisor.
Most people
Nobody.
have no advisor. They have nobody helping them. Maybe their friends and family, and their friends and family are how are they doing financially?
Not good. And
Right.
the cycle repeats itself.
That's exactly right. If a broke person teaches a broke person about money, what happens?
You got two broke people.
There you go. Exactly right. The Proverbs, the book, good book says if a blind man follows a blind man, they will both end up in a ditch. So that's one of the biggest problems people have. So if a person wants to become financially independent, the first step is to get clear goals. Question, how clear are your financial goals? Do you have any in writing? And number two, you need clear plans. Now, I don't have time to get into all the areas of financial education this morning, but inside this house is every element of a healthy financial plan. Obviously, if you're building a house, you start at the bottom. So we need adequate life insurance because income, your income is your greatest asset. And if you die, what happens to your income?
It does too.
It stops immediately. Exactly right. That's what life insurance is about, to replace the income that is lost to a family, to protect the family. We got to have a budget, a cash flow plan so we don't waste our money, go through life making impulse purchases. Anybody ever made an impulse purchase or wasted money?
Every
Yes.
day.
We need a will because we're all going to die, and an estate plan. We want to avoid going through probate. We got to get out of credit card debt because that robs our ability to create wealth and financial independence. We need to have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund because it's been said you're either in an emergency, coming out of an emergency, or going into a financial emergency. Things happen. And if you don't have an emergency fund, you got to pay for the emergency on the credit card, go back into debt or deeper in debt, or you got to take money out of your retirement nest egg, your retirement investments, and now you start at zero again. And so that's a disaster. So the emergency fund is very important. Then we need to figure out how to accumulate enough money so one day we have enough money to where our money is working hard for us, so we don't have to work hard for money anymore. So we have that kind of financial freedom everybody is dreaming about. Now, are most people saving enough money for that? No way. Most people don't have enough money to send their kids to college. That's why we have the student loan crisis. In our country today, the goal is to have debt-free kids, well-educated kids, not buried in debt kids. We want to buy a home, pay off the home, so we're not renting in retirement. Do rents go up or down every year?
Up.
Up, up, up. Can you imagine being on a limited or a fixed income and your rent keeps going up?
No.
What a disaster that would be.
I don't know.
How would it feel to own your home and have no rent and no mortgage payments? Would that help?
Yes.
That's an aspect of financial planning. Then we want to have a retirement income. The number one fear Americans have in retirement is running out of money and still being alive, and then being a burden on their children. So we want to help people create a retirement income that they cannot outlive. And then we want to create a inheritance plan, a generation to generation investment idea in which we educate our children how to win the money game. We leave them an inheritance. And in that way, your children can do better than you financially. And if they do that with their children can do better than them. And in that way, families' financial traditions can be changed forever. Now, do you think these are important areas that everybody should understand?
Absolutely.
If somebody did all of this, they had insurance, they had a budget, they were out of debt, they were investing money, they had an emergency fund, etc., how would their financial future look?
Right.
That's right. And if somebody didn't have any of this, No insurance, no house, no savings, no budget, wasting money, paying credit card. How are they looking?
Unfortunately, not well.
That's exactly right. So what we're trying to do is help all the people who aren't looking good. We're trying to show them a plan on how to look good. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Okay. Basically, we teach Finance 101. Now, one of the most important rules in financial education is something called bypass the middleman, or understanding what a financial intermediary is. Most people are taught work hard, put your money in a bank, work hard or put your money in a life insurance policy. So they're investing in a whole life or a universal life policy, or they're investing in a bank savings, checking, or a CD at the bank. Now, the question is, when you put money in a bank or an insurance company, you give it to them, what do they do with it? Well, they lend it and they invest it.
Mhm.
And when they invest it and they lend it, they earn a high rate of return. But what rate of return do they credit your policy or your account?
They don't.
Very little.
3%.
A low rate of return. Okay. So when you give your money to a financial middleman, they use it, they invest it, they lend it at a high rate of return, a higher rate of return, and then give you a lower rate of return. Do you think that's possible?
What do you mean
Hello.
it's possible?
That's what I'm
What
saying.
way?
Do you think that's possible, that they earn a higher rate of return with your money than they pay you?
For
Absolutely.
sure.
Of course, that's how it works. Okay. So now we say, instead of letting these middlemen make all the money using your money, you need to learn how to invest it yourself. We're in the investment business. One of the greatest investments ever created is something called a mutual fund, where you earn the high rate of return, and that rate of return, the high rate of return, is returned to you. So you can have some financial success. Who's getting rich saving in the bank?
Nobody.
No one.
Nobody, except the bank. So we say, why let a middleman use your money to make money when you can learn how to do it yourself? Now, the most powerful rule in finance is something called the Rule of 72. Rule of 72 lets you know how long it takes your money to double. There are 3 keys to wealth creation. 3 keys: time, the rate of return you earn, and the amount of money you save. How much time do you have? How old are you? How long is your life expectancy? Where are you going to put your money? What rate are you going to earn on your money? And then how much money are you going to invest? These are the variables. Now, if a 29-year-old had $50,000 at 4% at age 65, that would double twice to $200,000. Now, if another 25-year-old had $50,000 and they invested it at triple the rate of return, 12%, how much would that money grow to, Dee Dee?
A lot.
3 times the rate of return. At 4%, if it grows to 200,000, if you got 12%, how much would it grow to? Triple the rate. Same money, same time, just triple the rate, changing one variable. David, anybody?
600,000.
600,000. Now that sounds logical. Melody, right? Triple the rate, triple the money. Of course, that's how it works. What's happening is 72 divided by 12 equals 6, so the money doubles every 6 years. So it's 3.2 million. It's $3 million more. Now, what are most people earning on their savings in the bank?
About 2%,
What are most people paying on their credit card debt?
29%.
So if you're paying 29 and you're earning 2, how you looking?
Not good.
It ain't gonna work. It's never gonna work. So the question is, how do banks and insurance companies make money? Anybody want to tackle that question? How do banks, insurance companies make their money?
Giving people's loans.
Invest in it.
They use the Rule of 72 against you. They earn high, they pay you low, and their profit is the difference in what they earn and what they give you. Now, question, do you think the bank knows about the Rule of 72?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they do.
No doubt, right? Now, question, How many of you have ever been inside of a bank?
I have.
Yes, we all have.
Okay. Now, when you were in the bank and they know about the rule of 72, how often have they taught you the rule of 72?
Never.
Never.
Very
Never.
unlikely they have or want to,
And why have they not taught you that?
because they're making money off of it.
That's right,
Because they
Brianna.
want more money from you.
That's
If
right.
you don't know about it, then that's it.
These institutions make their money off of people's ignorance. The less you know, the better it is for
Yeah.
who?
For the banks.
For the banks. That's why education is so important. Once I realized that, that's why I got involved in this business, because I found out that none of the people I knew had a financial education, and I realized how important it was. That's why I got involved in the financial education business. Call me crazy. It's been wonderful. They pay you this, they earn this. That's why they have the big buildings, the fancy buildings in the greatest parts of our cities. Okay. Now, the stock market has averaged 10% a year for 100 years. How important is history? Well, it generally repeats itself, and maybe you've heard those who do not know history are doomed to repeat the mistakes of history. And certainly this is true in the investment business. Those who do not know the history of investments are doomed to repeat the mistakes of investing. Okay, now, the greatest investment ever created is something called a mutual fund. And is it Deborah iPad 2?
Yes.
Deborah, what is a mutual fund?
Mutual fund. Isn't that where you sort of invest in something directly and you get get to make money off of it? Or is that a group of people going together? I'm not sure. I apologize.
Okay, that's okay. I had never heard of mutual fund when I met Bruce. In fact, I didn't even know what a stock was. Okay, so a mutual fund is where many investors come together and they mutually fund this pool of money. They give it to a mutual fund company who has professional money managers making the investment choices. They invest in a wide variety of stocks or bonds. Those companies, like the picture there, Apple, Amazon, Uber, Google, how much money do these companies make?
Billions.
A lot. Well, when they make money, they pay out those returns are paid back to the investors, because when you invest in a mutual fund, you're actually taking ownership of all the companies that mutual fund invests in. And a mutual fund, you earn money three ways. Dividends are sharing in the profits of these companies. Capital gains is when these portfolio managers buy stocks at a low price, sell it at a higher price, and a company goes through four phases, ideally. Number one, it's an idea in someone's mind. Jeff Bezos had the idea of Amazon. Then he started a little company in his garage or his living room or something. Then that was a small company. Then it became a mid-sized company. Then it became a giant company. And as that company has grown in value, that's called capital appreciation. Now, why is this important to know? Because these are three ways to earn income without working, or passively. And why is passive income important again?
Be financially free.
That's right. Because without it, David, you're going to have to do what? A lot of days of the week.
Work a lot of
That's
overtime.
right. If you don't make money without working, baby, you're going to be working for somebody, working for money. So when you have enough money in your mutual funds or equities or rental real estate or shopping centers or apartments, there are many ways to invest money. Mutual funds just happen to be the simplest. and where you can start with $50 a month. You can't buy an apartment building with $50, you notice? You can't buy rental property with $50. Anybody can start investing in a mutual fund and begin building wealth, okay? Because of the minimum investment. Now, I'm going to give you attention, please. Attention, please. May I have your attention, please? I'm not recommending any investment to you this morning because I don't know your situation. I don't know your goals. I don't know your risk tolerance. I am just going to give you an example of a mutual fund's long-term performance for educational and training purposes only. Can I get a I agree or an amen, please?
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything here. I am simply going to share with you what was shared with me back in 1985. And within 2 months of learning this, I had my investment license. That's what I did with this information. Okay, now I'm going to give you a scenario. I want everybody to pretend you're 22 years old and you're getting a job and your goal is to save $50 a week. And you're going to do that until age 67, your entire working lifetime. When you reach age 67, you're not going to save anymore, and you're going to start taking 6% out of your mutual fund. That's called the withdrawal phase. And then you're going to die at 95. I'm going to share with you, had you done this in a mutual fund, and I'm not telling you the name of the fund because I'd have to give you a prospectus, and I'm not recommending this mutual fund. I'm just giving you an example of if you had done this, what would have happened to you? Okay? Now, to do that, we have to go back all the way back historically to 1951. Over here on the left, you see that top left. $200 a month is $2,400 a year. $50 a week, $200 a month, $2,400 a year. And you're going to say that you're 22 in 1951, and you're going to do that every year. And you're going to do that until 1996. Okay? And then you look over here, total value of this mutual fund. Had you done that for 45 years, in your fund, you would have $5.3 million. How's that sound?
Great.
Amazing.
Not bad, right? Okay, now we're going to go to our boss and say, thank you, boss. It's been a pleasure working here, but I'm not coming in anymore. Adios, sayonara, I'm out of here. Okay? Get somebody else to do this job. And you're going to take 6% out of your mutual fund the first year of your retirement, so they will send you a check for $332,000 that year, which is over $26,000 a month if you withdrew it monthly. Now, could you get by in your retirement on a monthly check of $25,000 a month in 1996?
Absolutely.
Okay. Next year, you're going to take out $393. And under this withdrawal phase, there's the investment phase of your life, working, saving, toiling, sacrificing, investing. And if you do that, you get to the point in your life where you're not doing any of that, you're just withdrawing. So in 1999, you take out 468,000, then 480 the next year, then 500,000. By the way, this is like $40,000 a month in retirement income. Now you see, in 2002, 2003, we had something called the technology bubble, the internet, the bust. So the market went down, so your retirement income went down. And then in 2008, anybody remember the mortgage, the real estate bubble disaster crisis?
Yes.
So then your income went down to could you get by on 20,000 a month that year? But then the markets came back, your accounts came back. And to summarize, and then you died in October of 2024. So to summarize, $2,400 a month for 45 years is you put in $110,000. Over your 28-year retirement, you took out $12,800,000. And then you died, and in your account was still $13,331,000. And this mutual fund, the average annual return on this investment from 1951 to 2024 was over 12% a year. actual historical performance. Question: if you worked for 45 years and invested $50 a week, a total of 110,000, then retired and took out an average of 38,000 a month for 28 years, over $12 million, and then died and left your family over $13 million, how would you rate the performance of this financial plan or this investment?
Excellent.
Well,
10 out of 10.
very well.
Now, when I was shown this, what do you think my first thought was? Put in 110, take out 12 million, die and leave 13 million.
Where do I sign?
Okay. That was like maybe my second thought. What was my first thought?
How do I get the money, right?
No, I had a job. That wasn't my thought. My thought was,
How does the money multiply so
my
like,
my thought was this is impossible. How can you put in so little bit of money, take out so much, and then still leave so much? To me, it did not make logical sense. So what did I do? I did research. I investigated it. I wanted to find out if it was true. Because if it was true, this is what I wanted to do. And guess what I found out?
It's true.
It's true. And now I found it out in my own life by doing it. Okay? So if you could share an investment product that has returned more value to clients, to people than any other product ever, how good could you feel about that?
Excellent.
Excellent.
Okay. Biggest problems people have financially, there's a lot of them, but the biggest two are dying too soon and leaving their family homeless, or living a long time and running out of money and ended up in poverty and being a burden on your family. Nobody wants to do that. Right now, there are 106 million adult Americans who don't have any life insurance or not enough. Now, have any of you known somebody who died that had to do a GoFundMe just to bury the person?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
This is called a catastrophe. Because the people who they're asking money from don't even have enough money to begin with. True or false?
True.
That's why we see people giving such small donations, because most people don't have extra money to pay for somebody else's funeral, much less take care of their family, right?
Right.
So this is what makes life insurance a necessity. You are either going to die too soon or live a long time. It's going to be one or the other. And the problem is nobody knows what's going to happen because nobody knows their date of death. Nobody knows when they're going to die. True or false? Okay.
True.
So
True.
life insurance, this is the scenario. Okay. You got a husband and a wife. Their bills are $5,000 a month and they each make $2,500 a month. So everything is fine. Everything is fine. They're making enough money to pay all their bills. But now dad is dead. His $2,500 a month stops. Now, is everything fine for the wife, the widow, and the children?
No.
No, everything's not fine. So that's what makes life insurance a necessity. Now, unfortunately, most people get sold the wrong kind of life insurance. They're sold life insurance not as insurance, but they're sold it as an investment, as a type of savings account called cash value life insurance, whole life, universal life, index, universal life, variable life, doesn't matter the name. They all basically have these same funny banking rules inside these policies. Now, Dee Dee, if I was to sell you a savings account of sorts, and you were guaranteed to lose all your money, all the money you put in it the first 1, 2, 3 years, how would you feel about that?
I would be angry.
If you were guaranteed to earn a low rate of return your entire life, how would you feel about that?
I would be happy.
If you were a low rate of return, not a high, a low.
It's better than nothing.
Nothing.
But what if you could have had a high?
I would be
I would be
disappointed.
angry then because I want the high.
There you go. Exactly. I just showed you a mutual fund that for 45, 65, 75 for the plus 8, 80, 75 plus 8, that's 80. I just showed you a mutual fund for 83 years did, no, 73 years did 12% a year. If you put your money in an account, earn 2% when you could have had 12, how would you feel about it? Because you didn't know about it.
Cheated.
Cheated, exactly right. And then if you ever wanted to use the money, you had to pay the insurance company interest to borrow your own money out. Feel good about that?
No.
Ma'am.
And then
I'll
when
be
you
damned.
die, to add insult on top of injury, not only getting a low rate of return, losing all the money the first couple of years and having to borrow your own money, at death, they would keep your savings. Your family wouldn't get it. Do you think these are funny rules?
That's
ha, ha, ha.
awful.
These are awful rules. Well, all these rules are written inside of a whole life insurance policy. And almost all of the universal life policies. Okay, so what we do is help people understand their life insurance policies and show how to invest them wiser. If you Google what happens to the cash value in a whole life insurance policy, you will find very easily that at death, you don't get to keep the cash value and the death benefit. You just get the death benefit. What happens to the cash value of a whole life policy? The insurance company will pay the death benefit, yes, but no matter how much cash value you may have saved in the policy, the moment before you died, your beneficiaries can collect no more than the stated death benefit. What do you think about being sold a policy, building a cash savings, but when you die, the insurance company keeps your savings? What do you think about that idea?
They're
Not
stealing.
good.
That's right. That's why every whole life policy, anybody that you know or that you know has a whole life, that's how they work. And millions of people have these types of plans. Now, why are they sold to so many people? Simple. It's called commissions. Life insurance policies can pay up to a 150% commission on a first year premium, where the top commission on a mutual fund is only 5% or so.
Okay.
Now, if you're selling life insurance and a client you're talking to, let's say, has $5,000 a year for their insurance and their savings, would you, the agent, rather make $7,500 or $250 selling them an investment?
7,500.
Of course. Okay. So the agents are selling these policies to our friends, family, communities, the American people, not because they're better for the people, but it's because they're better for the agents and they're better for the companies selling them. So the companies get to use our clients' money for their whole working lifetime. Okay. So all the people who have whole life and universal life, if you had this, would you want to know that this is how it works? And if so, how soon would you want to know about it?
I mean,
Immediately.
We are on a mission to educate people how banks make their money. We are on a mission to show people how insurance companies rip people off. We are on a mission to show people how to invest their money properly so they can have the rule of 72 working for them, so they can experience the magic of compounding interest, so one day they can have enough money working for them so they are totally financially independent.
okay.
Okay. Give you an example. Gordon is one of my vice presidents. We've been working together for maybe over 20 years right now. Why did he get involved in the business? Well, when we met him and his wife were paying $133 a month for whole life insurance for a total coverage of $150,000. We believe in something called term life insurance. Why? Because it's inexpensive. So you can get a lot more insurance protection for a lot less money. We gave him $1,250,000. He was able to get 8 times more protection and save $7 a month. Now, Deborah,
Yes.
if you were married to Gordon and he died, would you rather receive a check for $800,000 or a check for $100,000?
A check for $100,000.
If he was to die, would you rather receive $800,000 at his death
I'm sorry,
or $100,000 at his death?
800,000. I'm sorry.
And why would you rather receive 800,000 versus 100,000?
Well, no, I'm thinking long term. I can at least afford to live and support the family for a longer period of time. And then maybe put that money into another investment.
So your financial future would be more secure and brighter with 800,000 in cash versus 100,000, right?
Correct.
Now, how hard of a decision is that?
Not difficult.
This is simple. You don't need a financial degree from the Wharton School of Business to make it in this business. You just need what? Common sense, baby. Anybody got any common sense? Average intelligence?
I do.
This is an average intelligence business, everybody. If you can get more life insurance for less money, take it. If you can get a better rate of return in a better investment so you have more money at retirement, what do you think you should do? All right. Now, if you did this for Gordon, you would get paid 50% of the first year premium entry level, which is you would have earned $756 helping Gordon and Jennifer do this. Now, how long does it take you to earn $756 at your job?
A week.
Most people, it takes a week. Now, if you could learn how to make that amount of money in an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours, does that sound like something you'd like to learn how to do?
Yes.
Absolutely.
When I was rating tables, I was making $250 a week, full time, busting my butt. Now, I did not know if I could do this when Bruce showed this to me. But I said, if I could, I'd sure like to do it. So I decided to try. And guess what I found out?
That you like what you do.
I learned how to do it, David. And have made millions and millions and millions doing it. Wow!
Is that why you look like
Congratulations.
that's why you look like
It's
a movie star?
I can't even believe what's happened to us because of meeting this one person doing these things for people and how radically changed my life is today. Okay, so that's a little bit about the financial problems people have. And that's a little bit about what we do for those people and how we help them. Anybody feel good about those two things, about understanding what we're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many of you would like to see the companies that we are in business with helping people do these things?
I would love to see.
Okay. It's about 60 companies working strategically together. One of them is Fidelity. If you wanted an investment, Rihanna, Christian David's not investing your money. Okay. We have a partner called Fidelity. You heard of them?
Yes, I have.
They're like one of the biggest and the best in the world, in the Milky Way galaxy. They already have $8 trillion already managing for people. Why? Because they do it well.
Yeah.
So we would educate you on what a mutual fund is, how to invest it, how much you need to invest it, how to open up an IRA or a 529 for your kids' college education, whatever your needs are. We're the educator. Okay. We're the advisor. And then we send your money to Fidelity because that's what they do well. Choose the stocks, make the decisions, when to buy, when to sell, which companies to own, which industries. Is it AI? Is it technology? Is it in energy? Is it healthcare? They're making all those decisions of what the investments of the future are. That's not what we're doing. We're in our lane. Fidelity is in their lane. We're helping people why to invest, where to invest, how much to invest, and they do the investing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
By us sending them clients, they send us that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% as our brokerage fee.
That's awesome.
Okay, we work together. It's kind of like a referral service. Now, we also use Franklin Templeton, one of the greatest investment companies on the planet. I'm only going to share with you 4 of them, Capital Group, American Funds, because these are the most well-known and the most highly rated mutual fund investment research fund companies that we work with. And then Invesco, may have heard of them because they owned Mile High Stadium for the Denver Broncos.
Yep. Go Broncos.
Okay. Go Broncos. Okay. All right. So these are the 4 investment companies, or 4 out of, we have many others. Okay. I don't want to get into everyone. Doesn't matter. But I just wanted you to know the point that we work with strategic investment partners who are experts at what they do, and they compensate us for sending our clients over there, just like any other investment company. Now, many people want to own a home one day, want to refinance their home, want to get a second mortgage, whatever it may be. And our partner in the mortgage space is Rocket Mortgage Quicken Loans,
Nice.
which just happens to be the #1 mortgage company in the country. So for those people who want to be in the mortgage side of our business and helping people with that, we send our clients to Rocket Mortgage. They provide the mortgage funding. They do almost all of the work, but they pay us the same type of referral fee based on the size of the loan, and Fidelity pays us based on the side of the money that people invest, the amount of money they invest, or the amount of the loan. Okay? Now, when people reach retirement, one of their biggest fears is running out of money before they die. Lincoln Financial Group, Lincoln Field, Philadelphia Eagles. I think they got a game tomorrow against the
Commanders.
the Commanders.
Birds.
Okay,
Go
I think they
Birds.
got a big game tomorrow coming up, right? Okay, Lincoln Field is that comes from Lincoln Financial Group. Okay, they are in the annuity business. What is an annuity? That's kind of like having insurance for your retirement income, providing a retirement income stream that you cannot outlive. Number one fear in retirement, outliving your savings. What do annuities do? They put an insurance on your retirement income, so no matter how long you live, you never outlive your income. How does that sound?
Amazing.
Amazing, right?
Excellent.
Okay.
I
So
have a question,
now,
Christian.
what's that?
How come most like banks or companies like for stadiums they put their name on the stadiums?
Advertising,
Advertising.
credibility. Okay. More clients. People love to see those companies they do business with provide stability in maybe in their mind. Equitable, been around over 100 years, also in the annuity space. Great programs they have. Bright House has a Shield product that is unbelievable. They used to be owned by Metropolitan. So there's the companies in that annuity space. Okay. Now, how many people have a car or home with like a lower premium?
I do.
Our partner is Answer Financial. Answer Financial is owned by Allstate. Anybody ever heard of Allstate?
Okay.
Yes.
You in good hand.
Okay. Answer Financial has over 40 companies, top-rated insurers, Travelers, Progressive, Farm, that they what happens is you call a 1-800 number, give them your premium and your declarations page, and then they immediately shop 40 companies to see if they can lower your premiums. The average savings per family is $557 a year, almost $50 a month. And a lot of people could really use that $50 a month. Home automation and home security is a very big deal. Our partner there is Vivint, home automation and home security. Many people want to have a security cameras, windows, flood control. Many people on their phone want to be able to turn on their air conditioning or their heater or open or unlock doors and not have to be home. So that's what their space is, and we help people in that area also. Everybody's going to die. Everybody needs a will. We can get people a will and legal protection through Legal Shield. They've been around since the 1970s. Phenomenal program, having a lawyer on retainer, and it's like having legal insurance with a A-rated law firm all across the country.
Okay.
Now, the company who is the brains of this has organized this, brought all these companies together working strategically, has been voted by Newsweek as one of America's greatest places to work. Not bad. American AM Best is the #1 financial, or one of the top rating financial strength rating companies out there, gives the company an A+. Anybody heard of the Better Business Bureau?
Of course. Yes.
That's given this company an A+ rating, which has been accredited since 1980. One of the best insurance companies, has won the Dalbard Service Award over 21 years consecutively and is a Fortune 1000 company. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't know what a Fortune 1000 company is. Does anybody know what a Fortune 1000? What does that mean, Fortune 1000? What is that?
We'll love to learn.
By the way, there are 30 million companies, Brianna, in America today, and there's only 1,000 that are the Fortune 1000. And those are ranked in terms of revenues. So the top 1,000 companies in terms of doing business, income, revenues is how you
Oh,
be a part of that group.
Does
At a
that
30
change every
million
year?
I'm sorry.
Does that change every year?
It can,
Okay.
yes. Some people they move in and move out. Okay. Absolutely, it changes. So the company that put all of this together is out of 30 million, it's in that top 1,000 in terms of doing business with customers nationally. Okay. What's the name of that company or who is that company? Well, it's a New York Stock Exchange company. By the way, out of 30 million businesses, only 2,800 of them are on the New York Stock Exchange that you can actually own yourself. The company's ticker symbol is called PRI, P-R-I for Primerica. Been around since 1977. This is their headquarters in Georgia. Has 2 wings, 3 stories, and each of these wings is about the size of a football field. So it's massive. The company went public. It was founded in 1977. It was sold by Citigroup in 2010, and it went IPO for $15 a share. It became a publicly traded company. If you had invested $20,000 in 2010, as of November of last year, that $20,000 would have grown to $367,000. The company has an equity program. Have any of you ever helped your company or your job or your business that you work with get better or grow?
Yes.
yeah.
Here, if you help the company grow, there are ways you can earn equity in the company. Since 2010, my wife and I, because we helped the company grow, have been awarded 13,946 shares. If you take 13,946 times a share price of 276, we have been given almost $4 million since 2010 in equity by helping the company grow. On top of our compensation. How's that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Is that like ridiculous? What
Yeah.
kind of equity was I getting at the Hamburger Hamlet where I was waiting tables?
None.
Or iMagnin at the mall doing retail as a clerk?
0.
None. Okay. So this is the company gives people an incentive that if you help the company, you can have ownership in the whole company. And by the way, BlackRock, Vanguard, anybody ever heard of Vanguard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vanguard is one of the premier investment research companies in America. What do? They research companies and then they invest in those companies that they feel are good. Well, Vanguard has 3.64 million shares as of March of last year, or they own 10% of Primerica. Do you think they checked the company out
Absolutely.
before investing $1 billion? Fidelity owns 9.1%. At the time of this, they own almost 700 million, which this is probably closer to $1 billion because the stock is much higher now than it was back in March of last year. Why do people invest their hard-earned money with Fidelity and Vanguard and companies like those? Why?
Because
Because they
they
get a
give
good return.
That's right. They want it to grow. So they're trusting Fidelity and Vanguard and they're trusting those companies, Barron's, to invest their money wisely. So Vanguard researches the companies to invest in, and then they choose to invest. So if they've invested hundreds of millions of dollars, How much research do you think they have done in our company itself?
Plenty.
Plenty. That's exactly right. Okay, so that's a little bit about the companies. Now, what is the big picture? The big picture is the company wants to become or has become and has a bright future because we want to be the Amazon. We've been called the Amazon of financial services. Where through one representative who has relationships with a huge portfolio of financial manufacturers in 9 different areas of financial services can work with one client and connect that one client through one relationship with all these companies. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like this exists.
Absolutely.
Nothing like this exists anywhere with the buy term and invest the difference strategy. Okay, so let me switch presentations. And let's get, okay, so that's a little bit about who we represent or who we're in business with. How does that sound? Anybody have a problem representing all those companies?
Absolutely not. I think it's a blessing, if anything.
And tremendous credibility, right? It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Now, okay, now let's get into how to get paid. Anybody like to learn how to get paid in our business?
I love it. My birthday's tomorrow.
Okay. I want to first let you know that
Let me take my notes.
this is not the only reason to get involved in the financial industry, but I think it's something to consider. That the financial industry has the most people making the most money than any other industry. I don't know if you knew that. And Forbes magazine said the industry that is most likely to make you a millionaire is the finance industry in the United States of America. Now, why do you think that is? Anybody?
Is it because due to the investments that are put in?
Think about this, Brianna.
Yes.
If you're making a lot of money
Mhm.
and you know how to invest it, you know how to grow it because you have a finance education, what do you think's going to happen to you?
You want to spread the word.
Or you're going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, that too.
Okay. If you're not making much money and you don't know anything about money, what's going to happen to you?
Oh, you want to learn about the money.
Or you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
So the people in the finance industry make the most money, number one. And number two, they know what to do with it. That's why you're most likely to have I'm not saying financial success is everything. I'm not saying it's the only thing. I'm just saying it's something you may want to consider.
It don't hurt.
Okay, exactly. Nothing wrong with it. All right. Okay, money's not everything. Well, is being broke everything?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what do I believe that you need to believe to become successful? I think you need to believe in what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't believe in what you're doing, who's going to believe you?
No one.
No one. Okay, so do you believe financial literacy, getting out of debt, investing for your retirement, having a financial plan is important?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, if you don't believe that, I would recommend you not come to work with us. Find something you do believe in. Maybe it's nutrition. Maybe you want to teach languages. Maybe you want to teach people how to write code. I don't know what you believe in, but if you believe in these things, baby, your future can be amazingly bright. Now, our business model is set up like a real estate brokerage business. Does anybody have a background in real estate?
No.
Okay, in real estate, you could be a real estate broker or you could be a real estate agent. So if a real estate company sells and lists a house, how do the brokers and the agents get paid? Well, they get paid something off of something called a broker fee, a brokerage fee. That is typically 6%. So the average home in America costs $400,000. 6% of $400,000 is $24,000. And the agents and the brokers split that fee, generally speaking, 50-50. 50% goes to the agent for selling the house, listing the house, And the other 50% goes to the broker in the form of an override. And the broker is not in sales. The broker is in something called sales management. Have any of you heard of sales management?
Yes.
Okay. There are people doing the selling, the meeting with the client, showing the houses, doing the paperwork, answering the phone calls. And then there are people in sales management who are in a supportive role. Trainers, they get help, they recruit, they train, they support, they encourage, they empower, they assist the agents. Why do they do that? Because when an agent makes a commission, they earn an override. They get paid off of the agents making the sales, and they get compensated override. So if this agent listed and sold this house, the agent would earn a 50% commission, but the broker would earn a 50% override. The agent would make 12,000. Oops, I didn't change this slide. Can't have that. I adjusted this number. Excuse me. So every time the agent made $12,000, the override, the broker makes $12,000. Does everybody understand that?
Okay, yes.
Absolutely.
The broker gets paid off the agents. Now, the broker agent model is the exact opposite of the employer-employee model. I say how? Who'd like to try to tackle that question? Why is this model different than when I was working in the mall or working construction, my job?
This job is different because you are earning something. You're investing in yourself almost.
Okay, now DD, check this out. Pretend I'm waiting tables at Hamburger Hamlet. You're a real estate broker. You come in the Hamburger Hamlet, and I wait on you. And let's say I do a really good job. I wow you. This is like the greatest waiter ever. And you leave me a big tip. And on the way out, you want to grow your real estate business. And you say, hey, Christian, how long you been waiting tables? How long you want to wait tables? You want to wait tables the rest of your life? Is this your dream? What do I say to you?
No.
No, this ain't my dream, Dee Dee. And then you say, Christian, hey, you ever thought about real estate? I think you might be able to have some success in real estate and make a whole lot more money in real estate. I said, Dee Dee, I never thought about it. I don't know anything about real estate. And you say, well, why don't you come in my office up the road here, and I'll show you my office, tell you a little bit about real estate, show you the classes. We have licensing classes. We got sales training classes. We got a whole environment on how to help people succeed in the real estate. So I come in and meet you, and you say, and Christian, you can start part-time. You don't have to quit your job. You can come to our classes, get licensed as soon as you want, take as long as you want, come to our classes. Okay, so let's say I get started, and 3 months later, I finally make a sale, and I sell a $400,000 house, and I make $12,000. Now, Dee Dee, you just made $12,000 off of me because I made the sale. You got me out of, you helped me get a license. I came to your classes, but I finally made a sale. And then you made $12,000 off of my sale. You with me, Dee Dee?
I am.
Okay. Now, if I go out and make another sale, I make another 12,000, you make another 12,000. If I make another sale, I make another 12,000 and you make another 12,000. If I make 12,000, you make 12,000. If I make 50,000, you make 50,000. If I make 100,000 in the next year, you make 100,000 the next year off of me. Question, Dee Dee, big question here. How much money do you want Christian to make?
As much as he possibly can.
That's right. And why is that, Dee Dee?
Because then I make as much as I possibly can.
That's
for
right.
Christian. Right.
The more I make,
The more I make.
the more you make, and really it's the more you help me make,
Mm-hmm.
the more you make. Stephen Covey has a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of the chapters in there is you got to think win-win. And to win, you got to have, to be a successful, effective person, you have to have mutually beneficial relationships in your life to where both people win.
Right.
And that's certainly this, right? Now, Dee Dee, where do you work?
Federal government.
Do you want to double your income?
I would love to.
Does the federal government want to double your income?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so that's why it's the opposite. Most people, if whether they work for the government or work for a corporation, the company doesn't want to pay them double, but the employee does want to make double. And they might be good enough to double, but you ain't gonna make double if the person you're working for doesn't want to pay you.
Correct.
Okay, so now I use this model not because we are in real estate, because we're not. We use the model because the compensation is the same. Okay, now the agent can only make more money, Dee Dee, selling more houses. The broker can make more money, number one, by helping the agent sell more houses, but number two, how?
Bringing more people on.
Getting more agents. Now check this out. If Dee Dee has 5 agents in her real estate brokerage, and each agent is only making $12,000 a month, Dee Dee with 5 agents making $12,000 a month is earning $60,000 a month because it's $12,000 off of each agent.
Right.
Okay, now, Dee Dee, how would you like to make would you rather make $60,000 a month in overrides off of your agents, or would you rather be one of your agents?
I'd rather make the money off my agent.
There you go. Okay, that's sales management. That's real estate broker model. Now, everybody, would you rather be the broker or the agent?
Broker.
Broker.
Why? Why?
More
So you
money.
make more.
More money.
More money and
Passive income.
passive income, exactly right. Because you're making it off of people making sales, not off of you making sales.
I want to be a broker and not be broke.
David, I wanted to be a broker. I didn't want to be broke. Now, I didn't know if I could do it, but I met a man who had already done it. And when you meet somebody who's already done it, they can teach you how to do it. He wasn't talking about doing it. He already did it. So I found a mentor. I found a person who was successful, who if I was willing to learn what he knew, I could be successful too. Okay, now, I want to bring this up. Everybody would rather be the broker, but I have one more question on this slide, which is very, very important, especially these days. And it is, what do ignorant people, not stupid people, what do ignorant people, ignorant meaning you don't have the information, what do ignorant people, not stupid people, many times call or accuse this business model of being?
A pyramid.
Exactly right. They call it a pyramid scheme. Give me 3 characteristics, Dee Dee, of a pyramid scheme, because it's important that you know them. There are 3 major characteristics of pyramids, and they do exist. This isn't one, but they do exist. So it's important for you to know what a real business model is and what a pyramid is. What are the 3 characteristics of a pyramid?
I don't know. Whenever I hear pyramid, I think of scam
They are a scam. Why are they a scam is the question.
because you're putting in money thinking that you're going to get something out of it. And
That's
Not really
right.
getting money in return, really.
Number one, it's you're putting in money, and then you got to get people to put in money, and there's no product or service being offered. That's a scam. All the money is made off of an enrollment fee. Everybody is paying. So, number one, all the money is made on an enrollment fee, and number 2, there's no products or services being traded. And number 3, they're illegal, and it's a felony. Okay,
Well,
those are the 3
what-
aspects of a pyramid scheme. Do you
What's
think
the difference between a pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme?
Ponzi scheme is where they take in all this money? Ponzi scheme and pyramids are similar, and they're both illegal. Let's handle that at the end, okay, David? Okay, I just want you to understand that there are different ways of delivering products to the consumer. As a matter of fact, oh, by the way, this is one of my most influential books I've ever read, called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And this, when I read this book in the book, I said, man, that's Bruce. It said, it is an eternal truth that men receive more pay for their ability to get others to perform than they could possibly earn by their own efforts. An efficient leader may, through his knowledge of his job and the magnetism of his personality, greatly increase the efficiency of others and induce them to render more service and better service than they could have rendered it without his or her aid. I met a man that was great at coaching and teaching and encouraging and lifting people up. He got me to believe I could do the business. And through that training and mentoring, I was able to be more effective, and we're still in business together today. Okay. But there are different ways to develop or to distribute products: multi-level marketing, network marketing, business ownership, entrepreneurship, and franchising. I'm not going to get into all of this morning. But would somebody like to read to me the definition of network marketing off of Investopedia?
Oh, no.
I'll do it.
Go
A
ahead,
business
Deborah.
model that depends on a person-to-person sales by independent representatives.
Okay, Brianna, thank you. Anything wrong with person-to-person marketing? No, right?
No.
You ever buy a car? You buy your groceries from a person at the you know what I'm saying? So that's all network marketing is. It's a person believing in a product, selling it to another person. Anything illegal about that?
No.
Okay. Multi-level marketing is a sales strategy in which a sales force is financially incentivized to recruit and sell an inventory to additional salespeople, which is sometimes construed as an illegal pyramid scheme. Why is multi-level marketing not illegal? Dee Dee?
Because you're getting something for your investment.
Because you're getting goods and services.
Right.
A pyramid, there's no service and just you're trading money. When you're buying something and you feel and you like what you're buying, that's a business.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to. I just wanted to bring this up because one of the reasons most people don't make it in our business is because people accuse them of being in some kind of illegitimate business and they quit. And if you think this is illegitimate, don't start. Okay, you need to understand what it is, how it works, why it is like it is. Now, in life compensation, term insurance, the average client pays $1,000 a year. You could be a broker, you could be an agent. If you're an agent, you earn 50%. Dee Dee, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
You earn 50% comp or 500 a sale average. Or you could be a broker and earn 110% contract or $1,100 per sale. And if you recruit and train an agent and teach them how to do it, every time they make 500, you make a $600 override. For those of you who would rather be the broker, you don't have to be a broker. You don't have to be an agent. You don't have to do anything. But if you want to make more money, you got to do something, right? And maybe this makes sense to you like it did to me. All right. That's how we get paid on the term life insurance side of our business. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Investment. We get paid 3 ways on the investment side of our business. Initial investment on a rollover. Somebody has 50 grand in the bank. Once you teach them how a mutual fund works, they say, I'd rather move my money. Well, when they move it, you make about $1,000 on a $50,000 rollover, $2,000 if you're a broker. If you're a broker, you recruit and train an agent. Every time they make $1,000, you make $1,000 override.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No.
No.
And you could do this part-time. What would an extra $1,000 every now and then mean to you?
It'll be great.
And nothing wrong with that, coming in every now and then, right? Okay. Now, a lot of people don't have a lump sum, but they have money that they could save every month. I think the national average car payment is over $700 a month right now. Think about that. In an asset that's going down every year, and people are paying interest on it. It's the worst investment ever. So if you get somebody to open up a $500 a month IRA and they're 25 to 67, if they put it in the bank, they can have $500,000. S&P 500 fund, about 3.9 million. Put it at 12%. That fund, if that fund in the future does what it did in the past, they'd have $7.5 million at retirement, $500 a month. Not bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get somebody to do that. You get paid residually. What is residual income?
Passive income?
That's right. That's when you do the work once. Deborah, and you get paid over and over and over and over. You get paid like for the next years for setting up the investment once. So if you opened up entry level, part time, somebody a $500 a month investment, you would get paid $10 every month. Times 12 months, you get paid 120 that first year. If they did it 42 years, you get paid over $5,000 residually over the next 42 years. $10 every month. So you open up one IRA, that might buy you a Venti Skim caramel latte at Starbucks or something every month. Okay. So that money would just keep coming in. Broker, it's $15. The override is built in. So it's the same. The point here is that many people love the investment business, the securities business. Why? Because you do the work once, but you keep getting paid.
Okay.
As opposed to doing the work once. Like I would wait on a table, I'd get a tip, but I got to wait on another table to get another tip. You got to keep doing the work if you want to keep getting paid. This is where you do the work once, but you still keep getting paid on doing it once. So a lot of people want that, especially those people who don't want to have to work until they die. Okay? Now, as an RVP, you get something called trails compensation off of your AUM. What's AUM, Christian? That's assets under management. So let's say, Deborah, you get your investment license, and in 3 years, 40 clients have given you $100,000, and you're managing $4 million. Now, you're going to get paid $6,000 a year to help your 40 clients invest their money. When they call, you answer. Why? Because you're there to service them.
Correct.
But really, you're helping them grow this money. So now the market, historically for 100 years, has averaged 10%. Rule of 72 says 72 divided by 10 equals 7.2. So every 7 or 8 years, you doing nothing, the market grows your clients' money. So as your clients' monies double every 7 or 8 years, so does your annual compensation. So the younger you start in the investment business, the more residual trails compensation you can build for your financial independence. In the investment business, it's by helping other people build financial independence that you build your own financial independence. By helping your clients do better, by helping your clients accumulate money, by helping your clients achieve real financial security, you build your own. It's a total vested interest. By helping other people win, you win. How's that sound?
Wonderful, actually.
Excellent.
Ain't that craziness? Ain't that awesome? Okay. So let's say you have some extra time. You'd like to make some extra money part-time, and you want to do 3 appointments a week. Let's say 2 say no, 1 says yes. So your ratio is 1 out of 3. 2 say no, 1 says yes. But you do 3 a week. So 4 in a month, 4 weeks in a month, 1 yes a week, you earn $500 a week. That's $2,000 extra a month. If you do 6 appointments a week and get 2 yeses a week, that's $1,000 a week, $4,000 extra a month. What would you do with an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 a month? Well, you could invest it. And if you invested it for 10 years, you could have a couple $100,000, $1,000 a month. There's only $1,000 a month. If you invest $2,000 a month, just double all these numbers. If you do it for 20 years, you can be almost a millionaire or a millionaire, depending on the performance of your investments, at $1,000 a month. 30 years, multimillionaire. David, how old are you?
21.
When you're 61, David, if you invest $1,000 a month, you could have $10 million, $11 million. How's that sound?
I mean, it sounds good, but I'm trying to be a millionaire in the next 5 years.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I'm just saying if you fail at that, you can fall back on this plan, okay?
You're right.
All right? When you have enough money working for you, you never, ever, ever have to work for money again. So the idea is to be productive, make money, save money, invest automatically, by investing automatically, you become an automatic millionaire. When you have enough money working for you, you make work optional. That's the idea. Okay, so you want to be a broker? Let's say you teach 5 people how to earn $4,000 a month, and that's how you can earn $250,000 a year in overrides and passive income bonuses and investments. Do you think it's possible for you to find 5 people who would like to make $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 a month part-time, helping people in this way?
Absolutely.
I mean, yes.
I got married in 1989 and I went to work in 1990. My first several years in this business, I didn't make much money, but I learned a tremendous amount from Bruce. Why didn't I make much money? Because I grew up shy and introverted, and I didn't have any self-esteem when I got in the business because I was a college dropout and a bad student. I grew up in Miami. I moved here at age 21 to Maryland. So I didn't know, I got in this business at 23. So I didn't know anybody in Maryland, really. I didn't know anything about what I was doing, and I was introverted. In life, there's introverts, people who can talk to anybody, and then there are, extrovert. There are introverts and extroverts. I was afraid to talk to anybody, and then there's these other people who don't have any fear of talking to people. I had to grow out of that. It took me a while. I went to work in 1990, had newly married. Why did I go to work, Brianna?
You said, why didn't you go to work? Or why did you go?
When I got married, why did I go to work?
Because happy wife, happy life, my
That's
friend.
exactly right. I wanted my wife to be happy. I found out it was better that way. So I made 32,000 in 91. I made 53,000 in 92. I made 83,000 in 1993. I made $200,000 in this business.
I bet she's super happy today, isn't she?
Exactly. That's why we're more happy now than ever. Now, how did I do it? I had a handful of people that I had recruited and trained in the business. This is what I had done in those first couple of years of our marriage. Okay? Now, question. An RVP is a broker that is recruiting and training and building people. If Brianna, if you're the broker making $250,000 and I'm one of your agents, would I rather be you or would I rather be me?
If I was the broker,
I'd rather be you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, if you teach me how to recruit and train 5 people, if you do that with 3 people, if you teach 3 people how to make 200,000, you're now at $500,000.
That's amazing.
And that's what I did by the late 1990s.
So it took under 10 years for you then?
Well, I've been making a couple $100,000 a year in overrides. For my average income for my 35-year marriage is $650,000 a year.
Wow.
Average annual income for 35 years. It's like I got to pinch myself every day.
And how old were you, Christian, if you don't mind me asking?
23 when I started, 27, 28 when I got married, and made $200,000 at 31. 31.
Nice.
And has grown, and we've been paid millions of dollars. Okay, how? Why? Because Bill, I have 33 brokers and 800 licensed agents in our company inside this company. Okay, so there's some people that want to just help families and make money part-time or full-time. You can do that. Some people want to be a broker and have a few people or a lot of people helping people. And then there are other people who want to be a broker who build other brokers and have multiple locations and a bigger company and a bigger business. It's all about what a person wants. So here the sky is the limit and there's no income ceiling. But the great news is most people would rather be a broker. So if you can really help people become successful, that's how you become successful.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So what's the system as a trainee? The goal is to learn what to do it, be a good role model, an example, and then teach it. So the goal is to go from being a trainee to a trainer. Okay? So you got to get licensed, pass that state exam, watch a trainer work. We have on-the-job training. How do you learn how to make a presentation? Well, watch somebody make a presentation over and over and over again. This is going to be recorded. So this is what we do. So I'm not doing anything hard here. I'm not teaching calculus, true? This ain't trigonometry. This ain't brain surgery. You know what I'm saying? This is just basic math and basic concepts. So anybody can learn how to explain it if you work at it. You get trained how to explain it. People have questions. You're going to hear me answer a few questions at the end. Well, how do you learn how to answer people's questions, Christian? By listening to your trainer answer questions. That's how you learn the answers to the questions. Everybody with me?
Yes.
So if you do 15 appointments, you can get a fast start bonus of $1,000 by helping 5 people become a client during your training and get you involved and getting involved in the business. You earn your promotion to district leader. And now you can become a trainer. What happens when you're a trainer? Now you can earn income by training others. Now you're the trainer. A new associate puts you in front of 15 people. You train them on the business, but they don't have a license. You write the business. So 5 clients, average application of 1,000, that's 5,000. You earn 50% of that 5,000 in premium, which is $2,500. Train one person a month, 15 appointments a month. It's 30,000 a year part-time. Train 2 people a month, you got $60,000 a year part-time. Doing 2 Zoom appointments a day from home, online, 15 days out of the month.
That's awesome.
Ain't that something?
That's awesome.
Okay. Now, how many of the people you're training would want to be a trainer?
All of them.
All of them. Okay. Well, teach 5 of them how to be a trainer. And now you're an RVP. Okay. See something here. Okay. All right. Why go into business? To get free of a job so you can live a better life. That's a little bit about compensation. Now let me think about thinking, and let me talk about vision. Let me talk about idea. Let's talk a little philosophy. Why consider going into business anyway? So you can
To
have a
become
better life.
financially
That's
free.
why.
Yeah.
What's that?
To become financially free. Hope so.
Exactly. Okay. There are 2 ways to do it. You can start your own business or be involved in something like a franchise. Well, what's the difference? Well, why would you consider it? Number 1, millions of people try to start a business every year. 7 out of 10 fail in 10 years. But 7 out of 10 succeed if they buy a franchise. Why are franchise owners so much more successful than people who start their own business?
They have the
Because
support.
it's
Because the
easier.
business model is already set up for
That's
them.
right. Franchise does the hard part by figuring out how to do it, creating the system. With the franchise, you acquire the how to do it, the system, the prototype, the manual, and your only job is to train your people. If you want to start your own business, I Googled this, and this is only the top 10 list of what you have to do to start a business. Okay. Do a market research, write a business plan, get the money, pick a location, structure the business, name, register you got to do a lot of stuff and most people aren't going to do any of this. And most people are going to fail by not having the money to start the business. True or false?
True.
Okay.
True.
With the franchise, you can acquire, and it's all this is already basically done. But the problem with the franchise is they're hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. So no matter how great a franchise is, if you can't afford it, it's not good for you because you can't do it. No matter how good it is, doesn't matter. You can't buy one, so it's not available as a solution. So we got to find something that's affordable. But picture this. Imagine owning a McDonald's. The average owner makes $150,000 a year without having to flip any burgers, fry any fries, or shake any shakes. With the McDonald's, they teach you how to run the system, not how to nobody graduating from Hamburger University knows how to make the best burger, but they do know how to run the best hamburger business. Now, what would it be worth to you to own a business that pays you $150,000 that works so you don't have to? Would you like to own a McDonald's and not have to work in it, but make $150,000 a year off of it?
Yeah.
Everybody would.
Yeah.
Okay. But so our business is like a McDonald's, but it says here, what if this was like a franchise, but it didn't have a franchise fee? How would that sound? A franchise having a franchise-like business, but without having to buy it.
It sounds a wonderful way of getting into business.
There you go. Exactly right. Now, let's say you're in business. You're willing to work a franchise type system where you're willing to be taught how to do it. It doesn't require any investment. You don't have to buy it. And let's say you're motivated because you want to make big money. What is required to make big money? David, you want to make a lot of money. You said, I want to be a billionaire in 5 years.
I do.
That's big talk, by the way. What's required for you to be a billionaire in 5 years, buddy?
Putting in the work.
Yeah, other than work. He's going to need something other than work. There's a lot of people working who are broke. You know how many people are working hard and broke?
A lot.
Yes, work, part of it, but that ain't the only part of it. What's a big part of making a lot of money, David?
More problems.
What?
What was the question?
No. If you want to make big profits, you want to make $1 billion, what's required, David, other than work?
Putting in learning the material and putting time.
All right, here's the answer. Here, forget it. The answer is big distribution. Say big distribution, everybody.
Say
big distribution.
Big distribution.
What are you talking about, big distribution, Christian? I'm talking you to the way to big money. That's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? Well, let's give you an example. What restaurant sells the most burgers?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Now, does McDonald's have the best burger?
No.
No. I think Burger King's better than McDonald's. I think Wendy's is better than McDonald's. Okay,
I agree.
I don't think I would never go to McDonald's for the best burger. Well, if they're not the best, why do they sell the most?
Cheaper. I don't know.
They're cheaper and they're open.
80% of Americans live 5 minutes away from a McDonald's.
And they're open 24/7, most of them.
That's right. How far do you live from McDonald's?
Down the street.
They have big what, everybody?
Distribution.
Distribution. I don't care how good your burger is. If you don't have any stores, you don't have any distribution. Doesn't matter how good your burger is. You're not going to sell many. McDonald's doesn't have the best food, but they sell more beef. They sell more chicken than Kentucky Fried Chicken. And have you ever seen a Chicken's McNuggets? No. What is a chicken McNugget anyway?
But they're juicy and good.
I seen a wing, I seen a thigh, I seen a breast, a
You don't wanna
drumstick,
know.
but not a McNuggets. Why do they sell more chicken than Kentucky the Colonel?
Big distribution.
Distribution. The key to your success, the key to your big income is distribution. Walmart's success is because, number one, you can buy about anything when you get into one of them stores. And number two, they got almost 12,000 stores. Let's consider last example, Amazon. Did they change the products, folks?
No.
No, they ain't changed the products. What'd they change?
Distribution.
Distribution. Not only did they change distribution, they revolutionized distribution. We went from going to the store and getting what we wanted to them bringing it to our door, shopping on the phone, on our computer. They revolutionized how we shop, and it's massive distribution. So what happened to Amazon and what happened to Jeff Bezos, the
They blew
founder?
up. He is a multi-billionaire.
Multi-billionaire, like owns.
Amazon's everywhere.
He didn't change the products. He built a distribution system. What's the key to your brighter future?
Big distribution systems.
That's exactly right. That's everything. McDonald's idea. Multiple locations selling multiple products. They want to get you at breakfast, lunch, and dinner and midnight after your night out. True or false?
True.
Okay. What are we doing? McDonald's of financial services, baby. We want to
The
have,
healthier way.
yes, we want to help people with financial products. This is our financial menu. This is what everybody needs. And we want to have locations everywhere. We're looking to grow. Why? 86% of the people, 78 are broke, living check to check, have no money and a bunch of debt, and not a clue, not a person helping them, working at a job where they don't want to make any money.
Christian,
We want to change all that. Yes, sir, David.
when was the last time you were ever stressed about money?
Long time, brother. And it's a wonderful thing, I'll tell you. Long time, baby. Okay. Ray Kroc's vision. This is about you. This is about, I like you to, where there is no vision, people perish. Without a dream, you're dead. The starting point of achievement is desire. We got to have a target. You got to have a goal. You got to have a vision you're working towards. Ray Kroc's vision was McDonald's everywhere. Marriott's vision was massive worldwide hotel chain. Sam Walton wanted Walmarts everywhere. That's why he got it. He saw it in his mind first before he built it, right? Our vision is twofold. Number one, a large distribution system or network of outlets, licenses, offices, people helping people financially, and then a large base of multi-financial product using clients is becoming totally financially independent. Does that make sense?
Nice. Absolutely.
Dadgummit. Christian, what are you doing? How could you not catch that, Christian? Sorry about that. Can't have that. Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's get into something. Okay, so if you were in real estate, would you rather have one agent, 100 agents, 1,000 agents?
1,000.
1,000. If you were in vending machine business, selling Cokes and peanuts and popcorn and pretzels out of machines, would you want one machine, 100 machines, or 1,000 vending machines? 1,000. Would you want one McDonald's, two McDonald's, 10 McDonald's, 100 McDonald's?
Hundreds.
100. Okay. Why?
Big distribution.
There you go. Big distribution equals helping a lot of customers, which means making a lot of money. Now, how are you going to make a lot of money all alone?
Can't.
You can't.
There's no I in team.
That's exactly right. How are you going to be one person, one vending machine and get rich? It ain't happening.
It's
one
not.
agent in your real estate company. That one agent will be tired.
Good luck.
You got one agent working 8 hours, or would you have 10 agents working 8 hours, or 100 agents working 8 hours? Would you rather have 1%? Would you rather have 1% off of 100 agents, or 100% off of you?
1%.
Well, I take 1% off of 100 people than 100% off of myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's distribution. How do we get customers? How you do it, Christian? How you get customers? Okay, just like any other business, man. But the way I've chosen to build is through referrals. Why referrals? Well, they're free and they're effective. Who did I invite here this morning out of all of you?
Donnie.
Who did I invite?
Oh, everyone.
No one.
No one.
No one.
Referrals.
I let people know I was going to do an orientation and they could invite people if they wanted to. And guess what?
They did.
They did. Why?
Thanks, Dad.
Why, Brianna? Because here's how I've been trying to live my life. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to make a difference. I'm trying to teach people things they need to know that might not know. I'm trying to give people opportunity. I'm trying to help people learn money, make money, get out of debt, save money, invest. I'm trying to help people win. And I found out if you treat people right, they'll tell people about you.
Absolutely.
And you know what else I found out? If you treat people wrong, they'll tell people about you.
Absolutely. Way fast, like a
You know what
wildfire.
I'm saying? They're going to be talking one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I have chose to work referrals. My first appointment was with my parents. My first appointments were with my best friends. Why? Because Bruce shared some ideas with me I thought everybody deserved to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you start? It's very simple. They say the average Facebook account has like 600 friends or something. Some people got thousands, you know. But if you start with 25 referrals, that should turn into 16 presentations on Zoom from home at your own hours, which should turn into at least 6 clients and 2 new associates. It's a system. Referrals equal appointments. Some appointments say yes, some appointments say not now, some appointments say later, some appointments say not for me. It doesn't matter. Some say yes, some say no. It's okay. Not every business has, no, not what business everybody says yes. Okay? So we're working a ratio here. That if I do 16 and get 6, if I do another 16, I'll get another 6. If I do another 16, I'll get another 6. If I control my activity, good things are going to happen. Now, if you do 16 appointments and get 6 clients and 2 new associates, now you got 2 teammates. No I in team. If you don't have any dreams, you don't need a team. But if you got big dreams, you need a team. Bigger the dreams, bigger the team you need. So now you got 2 new associates. What are they going to do?
They're going to do the same thing.
That's right. 2 people know 25 people. Well, that's 50 referrals. Now you got 32 Zooms. Uh-oh. Now I'm having to work. Now I got 12 clients. Now I got 4 new people. What are these 4 new people going to do?
Work. Do the same thing.
Same thing. Now I got 100 referrals. Oh my gosh. What are we going to do with 100 referrals? Now I got to do 64. If you just if you just treat people right, be honest, do what you say you're going to do, be dependable, help people, be competent, know what you're talking about, you can build a successful business by just following a referral system. Everybody get that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is brilliant. I'm not cold calling anybody. I'm not knocking on any doors. I don't have the personality for that. Okay? All right. Now, what's the investment? Okay, to get a license. Okay, obviously, if you're going to go to college, law school, all that stuff, takes a lot of money. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on the career you decide to take. Even getting a cutting the hair cosmetology license is over $15,000. Okay, in our business, here are the requirements. Got to be 18, social number, no felonies. Got to go through a couple of week training program. The licensing class is 20 hours online or live. Study for about a week. Pass your state exam. You're going to need software. You're going to need a website, training tools, Morningstar. That stuff runs thousands of dollars. The typical cost just to get a license in any state is $1,000 to $1,500. Our company doesn't need anybody with any money. The fee, the tuition to get started is $99 and $25 a month subscription like Netflix or like your music, Spotify or whatever you use. And that gives you all your software, website, it gives you everything you need to run your business from your computer from home. Okay? And in January, it's $49, not $99, till the end of the month. Okay, then it's going to go back to 99. Okay, but 49 or 99, it's basically the same. There is no financial barrier for anybody to get started who has ambition, because anybody can come up with that amount of money. True or false? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why do people fail?
They don't want to try.
Couple ideas. Okay, Brianna. Here's number one reason why people fail. Okay. They see this and they get excited, and now they're going to go try to explain it. Now, what would happen if you had only one karate lesson and then you went to pick a fight in the worst part of town where you live? What would happen to you?
I would probably get my tail whooped.
That's exactly right. You can't just learn one chop and now go pick a fight. Okay. Well, what do you think is going to happen to you if you try to explain what I just explained to you, to your parents or your best friend, and you don't know what you're talking about fully?
No sale.
You're going to lose your credibility. You're going to make a bad first impression. And how important are first impressions?
Very important.
Very important. That's everything. So if you try to do the business without being trained, competent, and licensed, you will fail. Because this is about people's money, and they want people who know what they're talking about helping them. And not some yahoo that just went to one class or is talking about stuff, pie in the sky, and they don't know how to answer any questions. Okay? Another way to fail. They want to think about it. This sounds wonderful, Christian. The results of the Think About It challenge are in. If you think about going on a diet, if you think about changing your life, if you think about working out for 90 days, you will look the same or worse 90 days from now. So, thinking about it gets you how much forward?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay? Back to Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, this book was written and published in 1937. He studied over 200 people who built the industries of America and were millionaires. And that's written in 1937, so $1 million was way more than $1 million today. Okay? And he said those successful people, he found out that successful people had the habit of reaching a decision promptly and changing the decision slowly if they changed it. And people who failed financially, without exception, had a habit of taking forever to make a decision and then changing the decision quickly and often. And you see this in fitness. The people who have the best bodies, the beach bodies, the physiques that we all want, these are people who make a decision to get in shape, and then they never change the decision. They're just always working out and always eating right? You seen these people?
Yes.
Now, the average person says, well, I'm going to wait until January 1 to do a New Year's resolution and start a diet and a workout program. And by January 15th, how's the workouts coming?
Not great.
Right. They took forever to make a decision to get in shape, and as soon as they make the decision, they change it. Guaranteed failure. You want to win in business? You want to win financially? You got to figure out what you need to know, and then you need to make a decision to do it, and then you never stop. You never quit. You never quit trying to make your dreams come true. You make a decision to do it, and then you just keep making that decision. You keep making that commitment, and you go overcome obstacles. You overcome challenges. You learn whatever you need to learn, and then you make your dreams come true. That's how you do it, not by quitting. Okay? That's a very important point and made a lot of difference in my life by just deciding to do it, no matter how hard it was or shy I was or how I lacked confidence. I figured if other people were doing it, I could do it. Why do people fail? They listen to people in the box. Now, question. If you're in a box with a bunch of people in a box and you just talk to the people in the box and your goal is to get out of the box, should you talk to people who are out of the box or in the box?
Outside of the box.
Outside of the box. If you want to succeed in business, you need to talk to people who are succeeding in business. If you want to be wealthy, you need to start having lunch with wealthy people and picking their brain and interviewing them and say, how did you do it? You don't want to ask a broke person how to get rich. Why?
You're going to stay very broke.
Because they don't know how. If they knew how, they wouldn't be broke. Okay? Does that make sense? True or false?
True.
Well, obviously, if you never get a license or never get trained or you quit, you're going to fail. People don't fail, they quit. They don't fail in the diet, they quit the diet. They don't fail getting in shape, changing their body, having that adaptation. They stop working out. If they kept working out, kept eating right, they could do it. People don't fail in our business, they quit our business. Why? Because it's easier to get a job. It's easier to make a living than it is to change your life and become totally financially independent. So what's next? Begin with the end in mind. What needs to happen to you over the next 36 months for you to feel good about your progress? Why 36 months, anybody? Here's why.
Why?
36 months is a short enough period of time to get excited, but it's a long enough period of time to do something big, to make some radical changes. Could you change your body in 36 months? Radically?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, you could. Okay, so 36 months, psychologists have found for you to have a 36-month goal and vision and plan, because it's short enough, it's soon enough to get excited, but it's long enough to do something major. Imagine where you could be financially 36 months from now if you take advantage of a unique and powerful opportunity and we work together. Okay. Number two, get your own plan, look at your own income. Like if you wrote down all your expenses and subtracted it from your income, you're going to have one of three scenarios. You're going to be spending everything you make, spending more than you make, or spending less than you make. And most people are spending everything you make. And if you spend everything you make, you can't save money. And if you don't save money, you're always going to be working for money. Got it?
Mhm.
So you need to analyze, where are you financially? What is your financial reality? We got to take our heads out of the sand and look at where we're doing. What is our income and expenses, and what are our assets and liabilities? What are our debts, and what are your income producing assets? What are your stocks? What is your real estate? What are your mutual funds? What are your investments? What are the things you own that grow in value? What is your real estate? And then what are your credit cards, your car loans, student loans, mortgage loans, whatever? You got to look at your net worth, your assets, liabilities, income, and expenses, and look at it honestly and ask yourself, how does this look? You need to get your own plan. Find out where you are, set financial goals, get a game plan for you to hit your goals. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
And you need to do that and
Absolutely.
learn, you need to learn how to fix yourself before you try to save the world. When you're in a plane and they say, hey, if we lose oxygen and the mask falls out of the ceiling, who do they say to put on first? Which mask?
The children's.
No.
Oh, yes, yours.
They say whose mask to put on first?
Your own.
Your
Yeah.
own. Why do they say that?
Save
You can't save
yourself.
nobody till you save yourself.
That's right. You can't save anybody else until you save yourself. And if you don't save yourself financially, who's coming to save you? Who's coming on the white horse to save you?
God.
All right. Okay. Okay. Get your license. The record's in a week. Begin field training. Get your bonuses. Get promoted. Get going. Make your dreams come true. Get a game plan and make your dreams come true. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Christian.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Christian, I have a question. So when you go and just meet random people, tell me what you are saying. Just that one simple thing to spark their mind, because that's where I
Okay.
go wrong.
Okay, Melody.
Christian.
And I'm glad you asked that. Now, remember, I only work referrals now. But when I got started, I'm in Maryland. I grew up in Miami. I don't know anybody. And I want to build a team. And I'm shy and introverted and afraid to talk to people. Okay, so number one, I started out like in a hole. I started out in the trash can. Okay.
Ah,
And I had to figure out how to do this. Okay. So one of the things, I got good at two things. Number one, at something called the 3-foot rule. So Melody, if you're walking out of a 7-Eleven and I'm walking in, when I'm newly married, I couldn't do this when I was single. I could tolerate being broke, single, but it didn't take me long to realize my wife was not going to tolerate being broke. You with me?
Mhm.
So I got motivated, and I would say, hey, excuse me, Melody. My name's Christian David. This is a complete shot in the dark. I have a business right over here. I got an office right over here behind the Costco here in Gaithersburg. And I'm looking for some people who are part-time, looking to grow my company. I'm looking for people part-time and full-time. And Melody, you look like the type of person that would know the type of people that I'm looking for. You don't happen to know of anybody looking for some part-time or full-time work, would you?
Okay. But what if you don't have a business right down the street and they be like, oh, well,
Oh,
where
you
is that?
do. Oh, you do. Where do you live?
Savannah.
I got a business in Savannah. I'm looking to grow. Right over there behind the Publix or the Waffle House or wherever you live.
Okay.
You don't have to have an office. It's a home office.
Okay.
When I was doing this, there was no cell phone. There was no internet. Nobody had a computer. Okay, think about this. There was no GPS. We actually had a map driving around town.
hmm.
Business is way easier now because you don't have to go anywhere. Okay, so you have an office, you have a location. I would just say that. You working out of your home. Don't matter. I got a business here in Savannah. I'm looking to grow. You look like Melody, like the type of person who would know the type of person I'm looking for. You don't
Okay.
happen to know of anybody unhappy at their job, feeling like they're underpaid, not paid with their work, or they're looking for something better, do you? Now, that's called indirect. I'm not saying, Melody, hey, are you looking for something? Because that way I can get rejected. The worst you could say to me doing it that way is what? I don't know anybody.
Right.
Oh, okay. And then I might say, well, what about you? I could say that, or I just keep walking, depending on your attitude. That's one way. The other way was I would call people on the telephone. Let's say I got a referral. I would have people bird dog for me and find out if people were open to doing better. Would you like to do better financially, Melody?
Yes.
Do you know anybody that would like to do better financially?
Yes.
Who's the number one person that you know that would like to make and save and accumulate more money?
Mom.
You feel good about what I shared with you?
Yes.
When Bruce shared it with me, I liked it. When Andy shared it with Bruce, he liked it. I liked it. I shared it. You like it. Hey, what do you think the chances of your mom going to like it? Huh? If all these people liked it and you liked it, guess your mom anything like us, you think? Do you think your mom would want to know this, or should we keep it a secret from her?
No, she'll definitely want to know it.
And so I'd call up your mom. Hi, ring your mom. Hi, Melody.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. Melody, you were referred to me by Brianna. I kind of let her know I have a business in the community here, looking to grow, looking for people part-time, full-time. I asked her who she knew that wanted to do, but was motivated to do better financially. And guess who one of the first person she said was?
Me.
Melody. That's right. Okay. Is that true? Would you like to do better?
Okay, I see.
Okay. And then I would set an appointment and have it like, when can we hop on a Zoom? Take 10 minutes, give you a little overview of what we do. If you like what you hear, we can go from there. And if not, after 10 minutes, we can turn off the Zoom. What's a good time to hop on a Zoom for 10 in the afternoons or evenings? And I would set an appointment. And that's the worst way, which is the cold way. Once I had built a team, now I never had to do that again because I was working what? Referrals.
Oh,
But I'm 21 moving to Maryland. Now I'm 23 in the business, and all of my friends are basically borderline alcoholics. I don't know if any of you, when you were young, if you ever worked in the restaurant bar business, everybody's
Yeah.
they're like a party animal. I said, I got to get out of here. I'm going to die hanging around these people. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have this type of people that as terms of a circle of influence like I would have had in Miami. So anyway, that's just some ideas on that. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Christian, I have a question actually.
Yes.
So, came to the meeting, I think a few weeks ago, super awesome. Actually, the all together, and signed up for training in a few weeks. Suggestion after the training, should I just get right into the test?
Well, the sooner you get licensed, the sooner you can get paid.
Okay.
Question is, how soon do you want to be able to get paid?
Oh, right away.
So now there are the fast start bonuses and all that, but the real income comes from getting licensed.
Okay.
Okay, so I would just get that out of the way as soon as possible if you want to get paid as soon as possible. Now, if making money is not important to you, don't get a license.
Oh, I'm so excited. And it starts with life and
Okay.
then securities, if I'm right.
I would get the securities. I got my insurance in July. I had my or August, and I had my investment by October.
Nice. Okay.
I hated my job too. I wasn't one of these people who would love their job. I was dying. Dying a slow death in my job. Okay.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey Christian,
Yes, David.
I got a dentist appointment.
Yeah, no problem. I got to go too. Oh, hey, my buddies. Come on, Nils. I'm down here at our beach house. I think my door's locked. My buddy, my friend of mine in high school died. We're gonna have an honorarium lunch for him in Deerfield Beach.
That's nice.
So I got to go too. The Zoom ID number 301-370 is my cell number, and I can if I can help you in any way, don't hesitate to use my number, but just not now. Heading to lunch with some friends, okay?
Thanks, Christian.
Anybody feel a little better about our business?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Anybody motivated to do better, helping people?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, remember, if you help enough people get what they want,
You're helping
you can
yourself.
have everything you want. This is about, the way greatness is achieved is by helping and serving other people. That's how you do it. You want to solve your problems? Start by solving other people's problems. That's how you can solve your own. The more people you help, the better you can do in business. That's what business is all about, no matter what your business is. Okay? I've enjoyed sharing with you tonight. Let's go do something great in American business.